Guys, it's Dragon Slayer 3 here, and today we are starting the very first, #1 series on this channel. It's going to be a series about magic, and I show you some magic tricks each episode. I personally love magic, so I'm going to teach you some of the tricks that I've learned over probably the past 7 months that I've really been into it. So I'll leave a link down in the description to the video that I learned this trick from. It's probably going to be a much better tutorial. Just heads up on that. But this is, sorry about the sound quality also, I don't have a microphone yet. But this is the lie detector test. So I'm just going to shuffle the cards. I'll let you, you see they're all mixed up, right? So, there's gonna be, let me just check to make sure you can see that. Yeah, you can, okay. So, you're just gonna pick any card. Let's say you pick this card. So, we're gonna set that down, right? Square them up. Okay, so, look at that card, right? So, you have it in your head? Good. So, I'm just going to stick it right in the middle of the deck. Okay, so, I put it in the middle of the deck. Now, I'm going to take about half the deck, right? So, this is the lie detector test. What I'm going to do is, whenever I flip over a card, it's not going to be this one, but let's say I flip over this top card. You're going to say that's it, even if it isn't your card, okay? So I'll probably edit something in that says that's it, but just if I don't do that, pretend someone's saying that's it, okay? So, is this your card? No, it's not it. Is this your card? No, it's not it. Is this your code? No, that's not it. So, you saw it. We have these 3 codes, right? So, the thing is, I've kind of been lying. I knew what your code was all along. It was the top code. The 7 of hearts. Right? Okay. So, I'm just going to take that and put them here. Hopefully you can see all of them. Let's see. Yeah, you can see. Oh, I'll move these in. Okay. So, now you can see all of them. So, how did I know that that was your code? Because I knew this wasn't your code. And I knew this wasn't your code. And you made it sound convincing, but I knew that wasn't your code. And how I know that this is your code, and based on that, because those aren't your code, the top code, the 7 of clubs, is your code. Which I think that's a really cool magic trick. I hope you do too. But if you want to find out how to do it, then stick around for the tutorial. Hey guys, this is a tutorial for the lie detector trick. It's not for really easy. It's not really easy, but it's not really hard. I suggest, it's one of those code tricks for if you're a really beginner. It's one of those code tricks to learn some sleight of hand and stuff, to make you more advanced. I mean, I wouldn't suggest this being the first one. I'm sure if you practiced, you would be able to get it as your first trick, which would be impressive. But, so, you saw I just shuffled the deck. You can shuffle the deck. You can show the spectator that you can have them shuffle the deck even if you want. And then what you'll do is you'll have them pick a code. Let's say that they chose that code, the 4 of hearts. So they chose the 4 of hearts. In the actual performance, you would not be able to see their code, but just for tutorial's sake, so we know that we did it right. So now what you're going to do is you're going to make a pinky break under the top 2 codes. You're going to make a pinky break under there, and you're going to do something called a Marlo Tilt. What you're going to do is you're going to push the middle codes out to give the illusion that you're pushing it to the middle, and then take it out and put it under that pinky break. And what you're going to do is you're going to square up the codes and make sure that you put it in face down. And you'll see that that'll make their code the third code. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take half the deck. You can use a switching cut, just take half of it off. Doesn't really matter. And what you're going to do is you're going to explain to them what the lie detector test is. This is the lie detector test. No matter what, whenever I flip over a code, you're going to say that's it, blah, 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 all that stuff. But while you're saying all that, you're going to make a thumb break on the bottom code. It's just going to be as small as small as possible. You'll see it's going to be on the bottom code. And then what you do is when you're done explaining and you have the thumb break, you're going to say, is that your code? They're going to say, that's it. And then you're going to do this and press the code against it. But what you're doing is you have to hold the thumb break. So you'll do that, keeping hold of the thumb break, and then take the code off. No, that's not it. And they'll be like, and then in their head they'll be like, dang it, I didn't trick him. And then what you'll do is you'll flip over the next code. They'll say that's it. You'll do the same thing, press it against, keeping the thumb break. And you're going to say, no, that's not it. And then the third code is where the magic happens. This is their code. You know that this is their code. So they say, that's it. So what you do is when you do this and you press it, you're going to let go of the thumb break and bring it down. And it's going to look like it's their code. So you'll see it's actually just a random code. You're going to be like, no, that's not it. You're going to take the codes that you took off the top and then do this. And you're going to see that because of the thumb break, because I let go of the thumb break, the top code is their code. Now what you're going to do is you're going to do a double lift, which is taking two codes, squaring them up to make them look like one. And you're going to say, I've been lying to you this entire time. I actually knew what your code was. It was the blah, 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 whatever the code was, whatever the second code is. And they're going to be like, no, that's not it. What some people will do is, no, it's this code, and they'll flip over the middle one. Wait, no, it's this, wait, no, what? And then they'll be crazy. And then they'll be like, wait, what? My code was down here. And what you do is you put it back on top of the deck. I told you, your code was the top code, the 4 of hearts. But if they don't do that, you'll be like, I knew what your code was all along, the top code, which was the King of Spades. They'll be like, no, it's not. So what you do is like, okay, well then I guess I'll just put it by here. And how I know that the top code is your code, is because I knew that wasn't your code, and I knew that wasn't your code. And I really did know, although you made it convincing, I really did know that you were lying on the last code. And the reason that these 3 codes are not your code is because I told you, the top code was your code, the 4 of hearts. It's a really cool magic trick that you can do pretty much anywhere. But I'll leave a link down to the tutorial. I think this is like the second time I've said it. But you can go check that out. But like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. It'll really help out the channel. But other than that, I guess I'll see you next video. Bye.